What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the house. My allergies are absolutely killing me, so if I sound a little bit different, stop to take a bit of a drink. Do forgive me for the unprofessional. And John, get to the cards! Why is there already merch on the screen? I promise it's not quite that. The imposter is sus. I'm being impostered in two different places here. One being on the casual Yu-Gi-Oh! Facebook groups I don't frequent, so if you see this, do speak up and have an admin. I've seen multiple different screen names / people trying to do this where they post, look at my new shirt, it's a picture of me looking kind of nice in an officially licensed shirt, and then when people ask where they got it, they link a copy to the shirt that is not the licensed shirt, and they're probably trying to not only charge extra, but also make money off of it. Obviously, I'm not supporting it, just kind of say, House of Champs, you sure look weird, and tag an admin in those cases, letting them know that there is an imposter there. Also, I do not have a Telegram. This scam is commonly going around if you haven't heard about it. Basically, people will copy a channel thing and pretend to be their Telegram and say, hey, you've won a prize, come on over here. And somebody thinking they're getting lucky is instead getting scammed. I do not have a Telegram. If you've ever won anything from me, you know I'll tell you to reach out to my DMs either on Twitter, on the channel Facebook page, or on Discord on a page where you can see that I am an admin. So, do not reach out to any Telegram pretending to be me. This is also a common scam among other creators. I've seen people kind of victim blame, like, if you fall for it, it's your fault at this point. And not everybody frequents a bunch of different YouTubers and is probably just excited thinking they somehow won a comment subscriber giveaway, right? So don't fall for that. I straight up don't have any other words than I do not have a Telegram. Don't reach out there, and I announce when I do a giveaway in the videos as well. Now, to rinse your mouth out from this, I just needed to know this existed. Slump, oh my gosh, headlined the concert, and it looks so freaking amazing. Thank you to Smitty also for the picture. Oh man, I love just knowing that this was a thing in the world. Now let's get to the cards, starting with just the tip. I had to make the joke because it's all over the comment section, right? Runick tip is now going up on the TCG market following the EU market where it did first. I feel like there's been a serious kind of lack of hype over in the TCG over Tactical Masters, but when it comes to it, people are now looking at Runick saying it's going to be way better over here. And even one of my sponsors was kind of telling me, who, you know, topped the YCS more recently over at Yu-Gi-Oh! Daily, saying, people, this is going to be way more insane than they probably think it is. So people are rushing towards the Runicks right now, and tip is one of the ones that is going upwards. I can't resist the puns. You can see over here on Card Market, it quickly goes towards 60 euros. Also be aware, voice crack by the way, that we have the euro being less than the US dollar for the first time in ages this week. So whenever we're talking card market prices today, they're actually slightly, very slightly under the US prices for the first time when we're talking about it here. Also, I noticed Fountain over here is about 40, 42, whereas in the TCG over here, when I'm looking at it, well, it's a little bit more, but still coming down versus pre-sales because TCG Player has the worst pre-sale system than Card Market. Now, let's look through everything here in Tactical Masters. Droll and Lockbird is atop the set. I called that one, but it is under the price where I thought it would be early on. We'll see if competition ramps up early. I believe Genesis Impact is the only set without a $100 collector rare in it currently. Even terrible ones like Ancient Guardians, the estimated value pulled usually creates one, but we're also in the interesting position of Cosmic Cyclone, Droll and Lock, and Scapegoat all having ultimate rares looming over their heads. Trap Trick does have a lot of long-term potential to maybe be eventually a top the set. It's a nice one. It has an X factor. We'll see how it plays out. This was at 6969 nice earlier. I took the screenshot. Somebody doing the vendor numbers. And then when we look through here, pre-sellers, who was right on this one? Anti-Spell Fragrance being way under. I was having that conversation. I think that Droll, even despite having the ultimate rare, will be worth way more than Anti-Spell, and they're both format dependent, right? But Anti-Spell being its highest rarity, certain vendors argued that it would be the higher price, where Daily did take my pick that Droll would be higher, and here it is. Huge price difference at this point with Anti-Spell coming and on down and cooling off. Now, I did see this lower earlier, and it is starting to go up a little bit. The Labyrinth Mommy, I do think the OCG market might play a little into this because the Starlight rare of her from the newer set is huge stonks for them. It is crazy priced up over there. But yeah, be aware that certain Runick cards are going up and the collector rares are pretty volatile right now, whereas the rest of the set, Tip is now atop the set too for its ultra rare, and the rest are pretty reasonably priced. With the Fountain and Tip collector rares being so similar, I guess people are more so, you know, the Rhoda of the deck going for that, but with the collector rares being similar, I would probably get Fountain for the deck as well if you really do believe in it, but that's player brain versus market brain. Let me know how you guys think Runick will be playing out. Do you think it's underestimated, overestimated? I know I've asked about these decks a lot on Market Watch lately, and it's been pretty resident sleeper, but Runick could be one of the ones that is underestimated, and Labyrinth has that long-term potential, which makes the set super interesting among its collector rares long-term. Now, Droll also does have the ultimate rare we were talking about hanging over it, but the ultimate rare has been coming down in price as format dependent hand traps do, where people are looking at Crow, even Ghost Spell during this format, which counters Crow. It's around the 190, which is down versus where it was at and its current market price and recent sales. So be aware that Ulti Droll does seem to have, you know, kind of an effect not only from format dependent hand trap parts and being optional, but also now having competition from the collector rare, which we did see with other ultimate rares in the past. Topologic Bomber Dragon's an interesting tech. People are using Fairy Tale Snow and stuff and Tear Element in order to be able to wipe the opponent's fields multiple times. So the OG secret rare from Code of the Duelist has been getting bought out. The Megaton secret you still have a chance to get if you don't want to be stuck with the Dual Devastator version, which again, dude does have some quality issues here and there. So I'd probably just get a nice secret rare for cheap sooner than later using that TCG player link in the description down below, costing you nothing extra to support the channel directly for the cards you'd already be buying. Sorry, give me a professional editing done cheap. Give me a little chance to take a drink. Let's go ahead and get into the nimble stuff. Yeah, very nimble segue. We have Angler going up. Shoutouts to Campa for letting me know that one, as well as Beaver. The engine level 2 stuff, people are really on it. Angler, I believe, does not have another version of it at all. And the Beaver giving a little extra value to that Obelisk structure deck is kind of interesting on some fronts, as those had been drier versus speculation. But seeing, you know, how many people have dug into those structure decks and how they slowly aged versus like the Sacred Beast ones. Interesting note that a good common's coming out of there. Danger Tsuchinoko and now Danger Jackalope also seeing some movement. The rest of the Dangers were, and we kind of commented how it's, you know, weird seeing the engine evolve to where people weren't after them. Well, now they are, maybe in part due to also the Dark World structure deck coming on the horizon and other Danger hype and just wanting the complete engine rather than just stuff that's played right away. But Dangers can also develop a bigger package, and it's mostly the rank 8s like Thunderbird, Bigfoot, and then Nessie that were going along with Mothman, but now the 3s are going also down in quantities, going up in price, and Chupacabra there too seems to be getting grabbed a little for its secret rare and OG ultra rare. And its common's actually a decent price as well. I didn't know it was up there still. Now get to the merch. I used to be the guy who wouldn't spend over $15 on a t-shirt and mostly bought $6 V-neck. So I understand if this isn't for you, but I got roped into this Flame Swordsman, and my wife actually wanted the Harpy one. Bait has put up a Yu-Gi-Oh! Capsule, and I've seen a lot of these graphics used before. I almost got suckered into the hoodie, but I was like, nah. But it has really cool, you know, characters in their logo and a use of it. But this Flame Swordsman one definitely got me. It almost looks like polymerization dissipating behind them, even though it's probably just flames. You have flames actually looking raised up on the arms, and Joey Wheeler on the back. They have really unique and old use of characters. Like this Blue Eyes gets used more in modern marketing, but this is actually like how they used to sell the game on window clings back in the day. So I found this merch super interesting. Bait, pretty darn pricey. I kind of want to wait to see how the quality of the shirt is, but I did end up ordering one and getting suckered into it personally. And, you know, we can't talk merch without, Hypeland looking kinda freaking nice. I wore this just so you could see how they kinda look, both muted and classy, but also popping at the same time. It's weird how they get that effect. So yeah, these are really cool rhinestone tees that they do, and they do have a Bakura one as well. So I really do think it's awesome to see this Age of Yu-Gi-Oh merch hitting the next level. That's over at Bait for the current capsule, and future Yu-Gi-Oh stuff coming to Hypeland. There is not a... Wait, what is it doing? I know you all are going to make that joke in the comment section, okay? I'm tired of it. But... apparently what it cost is around $3 or more for any near mint version of Pot of Greed, starting at a market price of $267 very lowest, Fury from the Deep. But realistically, if you're looking at near mint, you're looking at about $3 for past formats for any version of Pot of Greed, where the nicer versions, while still pretty low on quantity, have some interesting prices. Like first edition Secret Rare Joey's World is only $15. Now people do prefer Yugi's World just because it came out first, but a Secret Rare Pot of Greed at 15 versus, $3, like even if the common keeps going up because they refuse to print the ban card, like, it's interesting. And what if they did pull like a Change of Heart, or even pulled it off for a single list after seeing the social media attention of Change of Heart getting unbanned? It could be very crazy, but that's still banless speculation. Unlikely. Be aware if you are spending money into it. I just think the holo upgrade is probably worth it more, as they have cooled off over time versus that super hype pump market of 2020, 2021. They've come down a bit, and it's kind of an opportunity to get yours a little cheaper than they used to be. And also margin wise, when you're talking 5x, yeah, that might sound like a lot on paper, but it's $12 more to get a super nice version of it versus a common that, might come in a little scuffed and they're like, yeah, it's near mint. I would probably just go for the holographic personally. And finally, let's talk about the Starlight market. A lot of weird things happening here. And after talking it through with another creator on Twitter, I kind of think some weird things are happening here, like we talked about Maxi. So let's dig in. First off, I see Dogmatica Ecclesia going up in price, and that's pretty weird to me, because, like, what's it currently doing? Maiden tax instead of waifu tax here. And then you have a lot of pumping into the market, which happened the day before Bonus Bucks back, as you might recall. The sales for some of these did happen during Bonus Bucks, but the night before, there was a bunch of sales going into Bonus Bucks back, which kind of leads me to believe people might have been trying to create a new price point that day by taking the fee in order to get a really much better range of profit, hoping people would go crazier during Bonus Bucks back. Be aware that while maybe stupid timing or spending can happen, that one's extremely sus, and you want to look for trends like that, like the Maxis that were way up in price selling versus what was on the market. Sales prices are not always what things are actually selling for or going for, and people will try to game the system that way. Now, is that exactly what's happening? I'm not sure, and to go through that data, sometimes people go with a familiar store, or they do think they're getting more when they spin that way. So we can't also speak to how people and their money might be parted, but do take note that stuff like Prosperity kind of spiked the night before Bonus Bucks back in some cases, and that's something you want to look at that timing and ask yourself, how inflated is this market? How much money am I really getting for my things? How often are these selling? Now, the Charmers have been going up pretty much nonstop. Multiple rounds of buyouts there. It seems like really vested people in the market going after that, which can still be pumping in a different way, but artificially raising the price can be a game people can play with Starlights, especially with how few are on the market. Like, I noticed sales didn't match up versus previous listings, so some people also pulled them, waiting for them to go up to relist them, and that kind of stuff happens. So, with the top-end market that gets a lot of dazzle here, and oh my gosh, price is there, and I want that one days, consider what you're going to be spending one day versus what actually is happening back there. But yeah, a lot of up prices on the good Starlights, while junk Starlights are a thing again. Look at how the money flows and do pay attention to those trends a little more carefully if you're personally interested in getting the high-end cardboard like this. Thanks for watching today's Market Watch. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Sorry for the allergies and having to use this to tell people don't fall for scams that involve me, but I wanted to use my largest platform to say, hey, Guys, that's not me. Thank you so much. Subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the conversation. And hopefully, hopefully these allergies do get better. They are terrible.